Hey, Ram fans, Mark from Rams up here. I have another segment of Who's Pumped, Who's Pissed, Who's Perplexed, taking the pulse of NFL fan bases right before the season starts. How are some of these fan bases feeling about their teams? I'll start with Who's Pumped, and clearly the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is pumped, and it's mainly because of that quarterback and that wide receiver. Kenny Pickett and George Pickens, both of them look like they're ready to take the next step. And, Steeler fans, it doesn't take much for them to get excited, to be quite honest with you. They're always pumped about their team, and rightfully so usually. And this year, once again, this could be a really good team thanks to this dynamic duo, Kenny Pickett and George Pickens. I'd be excited if I was a Steeler fan. And that opener at home against San Francisco, that's going to be a really telling game about the direction of these two teams. Who else is pumped? The Packer fan base is pumped. They go into this season thinking, maybe this is not the year. Maybe we should take a step back in our expectations. We had Brett Favre, and then we had Aaron Rodgers. Can we really hit the jackpot again with another quarterback, Jordan Love, and once again, a guy that sat for a while waiting for his turn, and all reports are he's actually looking pretty good. And this is kind of bad news for the Rams. Rams draw the Packers once again on their schedule this year, thinking maybe this is the year they don't have to go against a great quarterback. Jordan Love may not be a great quarterback, but he certainly sounds like he's going to be competent. So Packer fans have to be pumped a little bit right now, hopeful at least. I think the New York Jets fan base is pumped just because, you know what, they're not going to be bad. I really don't see them being bad. They could be pretty good. They could be very good. So you have to be pumped. I mean, in that division, they've been looking up at the Patriots forever. Then they're looking up at the Bills. The Dolphins are a strong team. It's a really tough division. And you can't blame Jets fans for being pumped just because they are going to be competitive for sure. The problem is they may be headed for some disappointment. And one last team that I think the fan base that should be pumped anyways is, I think if I was an Atlanta Falcons fan, I'd be pretty pumped about this running back. That's still a weak division. The NFC South, the Saints still could be decent. The Panthers, who knows? The Bucks, they'll be struggling this year, I think. So that division is, I wouldn't say it's necessarily up for grabs, but the Saints, I think, would be the favorite right now. But the Falcons certainly have a shot. And with that running back, he could be very special. So those are my four pumped teams. Who's the pissed fan base? Hey, I'm going to look in the mirror and tell you I'm kind of pissed. Just this Cooper Kupp situation. Maybe pissed is too strong a way of putting it, but not happy that he aggravated that hamstring injury. I don't know how that happens. I wish I had more details. You're not going to get that coming out of Ram Camp, but I would hope that he is babying that thing all the way up till Sunday. So I'm a little pissed that that happened. And who's perplexed? Two NFC West fan bases should be perplexed. I think the Cardinal fan base should be perplexed. That team, they got a new coach. They're kind of, almost seems like they're doing the Los Angeles Angels thing, not really striving for success this year. They're saying all the right things there. The coaching staff is. They think they're going to be competitive, but all signs are they are not in. They're not striving for success this year. They're looking at drafting Caleb Williams. That's what I think they're doing, moving on from Kyler Murray. So maybe you should be happy if you're a Cardinal fan. You're not going to the Super Bowl this year. So if you're not going to the Super Bowl, you're probably not even getting to the playoffs. What are we doing here? We're in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. That's what we're doing. Still be perplexed, though. And I think 49er fans have to be a little perplexed. You hear these comments by Jimmy G about how they handle their quarterbacks over there. They got this kicker situation going on. Nick Bosa, that could be solved by the time you hear this, but there is still, for a team that is so good and such a stacked roster, they just have these unnecessary distractions. All of kind of the 49ers making, though, really. And, you got to feel good about where this team is headed, their chances this year. But at the same time, in the back of your mind, you're wondering, is this the year? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it is. We'll see. But if I'm a 49ers fan, I'm a little perplexed. That's all I got this time. We'll be back at it. We'll revisit this once in a while. It's always fun. I like doing these segments. Who's pumped, who's pissed, who's perplexed. There you have it this time around. Out here from Rams Up.